Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother Wit, and today is going to be a very special, very powerful show. Um, I'm going to be focusing on some things that have been given to me, so please bear with me. As I've explained before, I don't know what the deal is with this camera. Why it won't focus in, why the colors won't act right, why it won't focus the way I want it to, and all that good stuff. But it is what it is, and this isn't about human vanity of what I look like and how I present myself to you or any of that. This is about the message. So, with saying that, let's get to it. Um, Today is a very historical day, being that there's going to be a vote of a tax cut in the United States. And I just want to go on record in saying this because I feel that I must. Um, I don't get into politics. I was raised, as I've said countless times, with the Jehovah's Witnesses. And as you know, they don't vote. They don't get into the political arenas because their view is that their belief is that man, human man, in the state and in the mental condition and the spiritual condition that we are currently in is not capable of ruling over men with ma'at, with complete justice, with an open heart, without human judgment and contamination of our own feelings, beliefs, and prejudices. And with that being said, I will give my opinion. I will give what Spirit gives me to give as a spiritual message to this age and to this time. And what I'm being given is that we are at a precipice of our ascension, so to speak, planetary ascension in our collective consciousness, so to speak, as a spiritual body, so to speak, with many different moving parts. But in order for that body to function in a way that it is designed, all parts must be in agreement. All parts must have the autonomy to do what they need to do. And that comes into play with a divine will, a divine collective. You wonder what makes your heart beat, what makes you breathe. You've been told it's involuntarily. It's not involuntarily, it's part of a collective breath. It's part of a collective heartbeat and rhythm. It is part of a cycle and season that is eternal. And you need to become consciously aware of that because that is what drives your will, so to speak. And that will is honed, sharpened, made ready by your knowledge, your wisdom, and your will to put it into action in your life as a way of being, as a way of being a spiritual human being. With that said, beloveds, I want to get a little bit deeper into some things. I want you to start looking at your sovereignty and understanding what that means, your sovereignty as an individual, your sovereignty as part of a spiritual collective that you belong to. And that is that needs you to wake up. It needs you to look in the mirror now. It needs you to decide who you are, what your will is, and who you're willing to give that power to, who you're willing to add your power to as a collective to move things forward, to move a universal will forward. That is what this particular video is about today. And I'm going to say this. If you are not aware of what symbols and cycles and seasons are and what they're used for, they are markers of events. So if you are a navigator, just like the sailors use the stars to navigate where they're going and know where they are at all times, this is the knowledge that you need of yourself, of your will, of where you are. Are you in the higher registers or the lower registers of your being? When you're making a decision that is going to affect not only you, not only the world you live in, not only the earth you live in, but the emotional state, the emotional health of the collective, you need to pay attention. You need to wake up. You need to stop being distracted by the bullshit, by the wolf who is donning sheep's clothing in order to get amongst you and whisper lies to you and to tell you in which direction you need to go, as though you have no will of your own, or as though your will means nothing. Beloveds, we have given authority to those who do not deserve it. They do not deserve it. Your best interest, the best interest of your children, the best interest of your grandchildren, the best interest of many generations to come, the well-being of the planet is not even being taken into consideration by these people that have come into power and who seek to dominate your will with theirs, which is based upon greed. Their will is based upon greed. Greed is insatiable. They will never have enough. You can never satisfy them, no matter what you give up, no matter what you sacrifice, no matter how many hours you work, no matter how hard you work, no matter how many jobs you work. You will never satisfy them. They are empty. They still carry, the void inside of them. That is their home. That is what they recognize. That is what they want. That is what feels most comfortable to them because they're too afraid to come up out of that. They like it. They like the feelings of it. They like the suffering of it. They like the sense of privilege that it gives them. I want you to understand that in all the cosmologies, there was always first an emptiness. That emptiness was darkness. That emptiness was called the void. And out of that void, light began to separate itself from the darkness. And I want you to understand what that light is. That light is consciousness. That light is individual as well as collective consciousness. And the highest form of that consciousness that we have that registers with our current intellect is the Christ consciousness. Now, you can think that has to do with Christianity if you want to, okay? But that consciousness was around way, this is the consciousness that rose, that separated itself from the darkness, okay? This is the consciousness of the firstborn daughters and sons. This is what is known as the 144,000. These are the ones that separated themselves. These are the ones that give birth to consciousness again and again and again. These are the ones that fight for it, while those of the void fight for the dark. They fight for this unconscious state to remain, for humanity to remain in this unconscious state where they can be ruled, where they can be controlled, where the elites' will can be enforced, their agendas can be proclaimed and enacted. And as long as you are cowed, as long as you feel helpless, as long as you are in fear, as long as you are not aware of your own sovereignty, your own strength, your own will, your own freedom, you will remain enslaved. And that is a choice. And you cannot say, well, I didn't know. If you are living and you are breathing and you are observing, you know. You know what feels right and what feels wrong. If you were blind, deaf, mute, you could still feel what's right and what's wrong. So to say that you don't know or is beyond you, a child knows what's right and wrong. It might do it anyway, but it knows. It is time to mature. It is time to evolve. It is time to reclaim ourselves. It is time once again for the enlightened consciousness to rise, to elevate itself, to elevate the circumstances, to elevate the advancement of knowledge, to elevate the progression of freedom to the collective that is present at this time. Now, I'm going to say something else what I said in using this Christ consciousness when I was speaking. This Christ consciousness spoke several, well, many truths, but I will use one that always stumped me, one that always made me question. Even as a child, I would go to the elders and I would ask them about this because I could not fathom it at the time. And a part of me still cannot. But because of my compassion and my empathy and my sympathy and my non-judgment and my unconditional love, I am beginning to. I am beginning to. what was said was, the poor will always be with you. The poor will always be with you. You will always have to take care of the poor. And that did not compute to me. If we are capable of giving birth to paradise, if we are capable of change, why is there going to be a remnant that will always be left behind? And the answer is their choice. Their choice. Their choice. They choose that. They choose to remain in the void. They choose to rise, to separate. They are more comfortable there. It is safe for them there, and no one can convince them otherwise. It is something they have to get to on their own, and many will not. And we have to be okay with that. And when I say the poor, baby, believe me, it ain't got nothing to do with cha-ching, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with that. Your wealth is here. Your wealth is here in your heart, in your soul, and in your spirit. Your wealth is your ability to change your mind. Your wealth is your ability to manifest. Your wealth comes from what you desire, your thoughts that you have, that you give birth to. That is your wealth. The poor do not believe in themselves. The poor do not believe they are sovereign beings. They carry negative, I don't want to say just negative because they carry positive too. But in their essence, there is fear. There is such a fear of not being forgiven and fuck itness that there's no getting through to them. And beloveds, that is what is in office right now in the political arena, so to speak. But we're going to get to that. Let me move on a little bit forward. The other thing that I wanted to speak to besides the light separating itself from the dark, and that's, it's time again. In the Aquarian age, it is going to happen. It is going to happen. It is in the stars that it's going to happen. There is nothing the Old Boy Network or that little dark schism of the poor can do about it. It is Mama's will. And there is no sidestepping it, because ultimately she will have her way. Period. Her design is for us to be the best that we can be. Unconditional love. Not how many times we fall down, or how many times we fail, or how many times this earth has to be cleansed and purified and started all over again. We are here for a purpose, for a reason. Earth is here, exists because we are loved. And in the creation, the co-creation, Earth is about co-creation. It is about merging your will with the divine will. It is about that marriage. It is about that holy trinity. It is about that sacred number three. It is about the male and the female combining and having a love child, and that love child being that Christ consciousness, being the awareness, being the good, being the light of both the mother and the father, coming together as one, working in a way that is all inclusive, that is unconditional in its love, that is compassionate and empathic of everything that is seen and unseen. Okay. Another thing that I want to get on with this tax thing is the desires. And you need to see the desires of this world. And you need to know that this world does have a ruler. And that ruler has a divine will. And that divine will is the will of the void. It is the will of chaos. It is the will of exclusion. It is the will of all is mine and I contain it and it's mine. And there is no separation in it. But I want you to understand what that portrays itself from the mirror, from that realm, looking back at us or us looking down into it, or looking up into it, or looking sideways into it, or however you choose. What you see is the separations. What you see are the divisions. What you see are the lies. What was said? Good and bad. You won't die. The knowledge of good and bad. We are both. We are light and dark. We are only at our best when we understand that that is who we are, and that we must find balance within and project that outwards. We must find ways to do this. We must find people that are of our same vibration to do this. When we see the word that comes is unrighteousness. I am a child of Ma'at, so it is what it is. When we see unrighteousness, when we see injustice, we have to speak. No matter torture, no matter death, no matter blackmail, no matter exposure, no matter what, you have to speak the truth. You have to support justice. You have to support truth. You have to support light. You have to support life. You have to support freedom. You have to support freedom of will, freedom of choice. If you do not, you're lying. You're lying to yourself, and you are a hypocrite. And you will be judged. And karma will deal with you. Beloveds, we are at a very precious juncture in our evolution. And everything has been put in place for us to judge, and to know and to glean and to harvest what we need to save ourselves going forward. One of the things that came up in my mind today was Sodom and Gomorrah, along with this tax bill and how it is. Sodom and Gomorrah did not pop up overnight. Okay, it was allowed. It was allowed. It was allowed to be. It was allowed to continue. It was allowed to grow until it became, whether you take it literally or allegorically or mythologically or metaphorically, it became what it became. And it became too damn much to be stomached. It became too damn much for the light. It became so defiant to universal laws that it had to be interfered with supernaturally. Do you hear me? I hope you do. I hope you're hearing me. Let me set it up for you. Many want to say that it is because they were homosexuals. That is not why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Go read the story again. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because there was no recognition of human will, human sovereignty, and freedom of choice. That those cities, that state of mind that had grown, that had infected all of these human beings to the point that they could no longer survive. They could no longer be allowed to continue to spread, to infect, because they were poisoning. I want you to understand, they wanted to rape angels. Male, female, it didn't matter. If they were good or bad, it didn't matter. They had the right. They felt that they had the right. They were privileged. They could do what the hell they wanted to do to anybody. And those that lived there knew and understood this. And guess what? The city flourished. The city was very popular. It was very wealthy. It was very shiny. How do I know these things? Because Lot's wife turned around to look back on what she thought she was missing. Just moments ago, there were crowds at her door wanting to rape her children, her daughters, her virgin daughters. But she looking back. She was poor. Understand that. Like I said, there are many lessons there. When humanity gets to the point where it becomes psychotic, and that's what we're getting at. We're getting to that psychotic part again. in the evolution, with our technology, with our competition with the mother, with our removal of her energy. You know, this is going away. It is. But in order for it to go away with ease, with a little bit more ease, I'm doing this video to say, wake up. I'm doing this to say it doesn't have to be so hard on us. This transition does not have to be hard. It does not. What it takes is for you to wake up to who you are as a divine being, for you to step up, for you to weigh what feels right, what you know to be right, and what you know to be wrong. No excuses, beloveds. No excuses can justify what we are allowing. And you cannot say, I'm helpless. What can I do? I'm just me. You are divine. There's nothing that you cannot do once you put your mind to it. How has this Kabbalic elite gotten to where they want and are manifesting everything they want? They believe they can do it. They believe you are sheep enough to let them do it. And when you want to protest, because that is your human nature, you have a divine sense of right and wrong. When that nature pricks you, they slap diversion, distraction at you. They start doing things just like this tax thing. And all of a sudden, here comes all of these sexual assaults and sexual offenses and all of this. And you want to look at it and you want to say, well, we have to decide the right and the wrong of this too, and they're wrong, they're wrong. Yes, they're wrong. But look at the whole picture. There's more going on. What is being hidden beyond what was just given to you? You want dirt? Okay, here's some dirt. Here's some dirt, you know. And what they're doing, what this elite is doing, I really want you to understand. This elite is playing with you. They're showing you your own hypocrisy. They're showing you the things that you have known and that you have allowed. And now they're blaming you. And you have to run and hide from your truths. And it pricks your consciousness. And you'd rather just give in to them than let them expose what you did. Let them expose it. If it stops them in their tracks, if it saves your children, if it saves my children, stop them in their tracks. Because there are greater evils and there are lesser evils. And what you did, a lesser evil. What they're trying to do, a greater evil. Yours does not measure up to theirs. Whatever it is, forgiveness will come. No, the suffering will be contained. The damage will be contained. It's small compared to what they want to do. What they want to do will affect billions and trillions. It will affect the earth itself. It wants to set us back into the void, into the dark ages where there was no light, where there was no hope of light. The only hope you had of light was called a Messiah. And they only come every so many thousands of years. But yet when the Messiah came again and again and again and again, and he mastered what he needed to master, or she mastered what she needed to master, each and every one of them said, the kingdom of God is within you. When will you know yourself? When will you connect with that wisdom? Because divine wisdom placed it there. And you have to know yourself. You have to know what you're capable of. You have to know what you're capable of individually as well as collectively. And we have to start standing together, beloveds. We really do. We really, really do. It is time for us to start shepherding each other. It is time for us to become protectors again. It is time for us to rid the earth of this suffering that she is subjected to. The earth is our womb. This is our home. The earth is our mother. It's not only us that are under attack. The earth herself is being maneuvered, is being raped, is being butchered. The greedy are insatiable. They even believe that if they end the earth, there are more planets that are habitable out there, and with their money and with their research and with their this and this and this, their privilege, they can fly to another planet. Start all over again. Beloveds, we have to come to. We have to wake up. We have to start vibrating higher. We have to start measuring and weighing our own judgments, our own calls, our own decisions. And we cannot keep acting like if we don't, it's a small thing, or that we didn't have any control or any power. What could I do? I'm just a little black woman with a GED. What can I do? Baby, if that's what I really thought of myself, I would be so poor. I don't consider myself poor. I'm royalty. I am a firstborn daughter, and I am aware of the light that is within me, and I am aware of the dark that is within me. And my way is the way of balance. And that's what I present. That's what I share. That's what I emphasize. Okay, I want to move forward with some cards, beloveds, because there's just so much going on, and we each have our own way of adjusting. And this is my way of adjusting, of getting ready for what is coming. My faith is in mama. I don't put my faith in man. Mm-mm. Man changes his mind way too much. He doubts himself. Why would I put my faith in someone, in a substance that doubts itself, that doubts its own composition, that doubts its own definition, that does not even love itself unconditionally? Mm-mm. Uh-uh. I stick with mama because, see, that's where I put my faith. When my faith fails in myself and in other human beings, it never fails with mama. And all I have to do is ground myself and sit my ass down and remember. There is much going on, beloveds. Let me get to this so this isn't so drawn out. I'm going to put some cards for this video. I'm going to start with the Doreen Virtue Angel deck. And beloveds, I just want to say again, for those that are in need right now, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, speak it out to the universe. Pray. Even if you just have to, like the old ones do, Lord, Lord, help me, Lord. Understand that there are unseen forces that hear you, that have compassion for you, that really and truly want to see you rise and become all that you can be and join in the collective. Speak it out. Ask. Let your life show that you're asking. Okay, I'm going to pull 10 of air. 10 is about new beginnings. Air is the sign of the intellect and the mind and the celestials. Let me show you this card. And I hope you can see it. I know my computer is jacked. This camera is whackety whack whack, you know. But I want you to see the unicorns. And I want you to see the unicorns in the background in the shadows. Okay. And my friend told me, that's not an orb, Valerie. That is the light from you shining on the... It's an orb. Shut up. Okay. 10 of air. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. And we have been addicted. We have been so addicted to this system and to being told that we are sinners and that we need this and this and that, and that we have to follow this, this, and that, and that if you don't do this, this, and that, you're not normal, you're a sinner, you're this, you're that. New beginnings. New beginnings. What do you want to bring into your new beginnings? What do you want this Aquarian age to be? It is an age of water. It is the water bearer. It is the emotions. It is the changing of compassion. It is the changing of feelings. Okay? It is the changing of knowledge. It is the acceptance of self. It is the human and the spiritual merging and becoming one. You pour water into something. What you pour it into contains it. This is the connection. Okay, let's look at 10 of air, beloveds. Page 108, which is a 9, which is the number before new beginnings. That is the completion. So, beloveds, this is so powerful. Okay, I told you it would be 108. And you see it's kind of dark in here, so bear with me. Here we go. 10 of air. This situation has ended. Fortunately, endings are always followed by new beginnings. You may feel sadness over what has transpired, mixed with welcome relief. It's time to walk away and embrace the dawning of a new day. Expect your circumstances to improve. It may be time to change your career. Perhaps you've completed a long-term project or have decided to pursue other employment. Don't put limits on what wonderful things the universe can bestow. Cast your net wide and see what fantastic opportunities you might catch. Christ consciousness, fisher of men. Additional meanings of this card: nowhere to go but up, recovery from an addiction, a melodramatic reaction. That's very deep, beloveds. That's very deep. Very deep. Let's move forward. I'm going to read 3 of these, and this is the Vortex deck by Extra Hicks. So let's see what we get from this. We've got new beginnings, and that's really what this whole video has been about. 1, 2, 3. Okay. First one is one of my favorites. Wow. And it's number 9. Number 9. There we go. I am a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. You live in a vibrational universe that is managed by the law of attraction. The law of attraction is bringing vibrations that are alike together. That's the purpose of this video. That's the purpose of me speaking my truth. That's the purpose of me introspecting the way I do. That's the purpose of me understanding and understanding that you are mirror reflections of all of my desires, both light and dark, both nice and not so nice. We are here at this time. We are part of a collective. You live in a vibrational universe that is managed by the law of attraction. The law of attraction is bringing vibrations that are alike together. And so it is important for you to acknowledge that you are vibrational beings constantly emanating vibrational signals of desire. And when from your human form you offer a vibration of what you want because you know what you don't want, so you know what you do want. You cannot contemplate any subject without equal components of wanted and unwanted appearing vibrationally in your experience. Now, do you not understand why a Donald Trump is in office, because we have to confront what we don't want in order to work through it to get to where we do want. That is divine wisdom. That is divine justice. That is the foundation of the universal laws. And I want you to see the chakras, and I want to see the vibrations, and I want you to see the peace and the bliss and the contemplation. I want you to understand, beloveds, that you have to get to number 9 in order to go into number 10 and begin again. Okay? Don't forget all the stuff from 1 to 9. Bring it with you. Bring that wisdom forward. Rise, let it rise to its highest conclusion. Ma'at. Okay, that's that card. The second card is this one. Beneficial beliefs feel better when I think them. This is number 22, which is a 4. And I must say, beloveds, I am loving this card so much. And excuse my little nails. They are what they are, and I don't frankly give a damn. If that's what you got to focus in on and you're not listening to the message, then have a good old time with that, okay? Judge away. There we go. Let's see. Beneficial beliefs feel better when I think them. There are things in your environment that you believe that match what you want. And there are all kinds of things in your environment that you believe that defy what you want. How would you ever sort them out? How do you know the active beliefs within you that serve you well and the active beliefs that do not serve you? How do you know the beneficial beliefs from the detrimental ones? The beneficial beliefs feel better when you think them. The detrimental ones feel worse when you think of them. Remember what I said, beloveds? When I said, no matter if you're blind, deaf, mute, go with your inner feelings. Go with what you feel, right and wrong. Spirit just gave you confirmation to that, okay? Spirit just gave you confirmation to what came out of my mouth. Listen, beloveds. Listen. What do you believe? To which collective do you belong? Are you weighing things with a logical, rational mind, or with a spiritual, divine, universal mind and heart? Are you seeking to just benefit you and yours? Or do you recognize you're a part of something way much more than that? Seen and unseen, past, present, and future, multidimensional realms. Do you understand your magnificence? It's time. It's time. Third card, 37, which is also a 10, beloveds. My intention to unwanted can't defy the law of attraction. Beloveds, this law of attraction is the message of this video. Spirit has spoken very loudly and very clearly. The law, the universal law of attraction. And if you do not know it. If you do not know what it means, then you need to Google it. And you need to Google it now, okay? And you need to start practicing it. The law of attraction. Because we are not knowledgeable of it. Those who are in power are using our ignorance against us, okay? And they are attracting more of the unwanted than the wanted because they are. Sorry. They are blowing up our fears. They are hyping up our fears. They are throwing stuff at us that causes our human hackles to rise and take us off our little squares and get us so jumped up in their chaos too. We don't know how to fight. We've lost all rational wisdom, and we've become the sheep that they want us to be. We become angry. You can't think right when you're angry, beloveds. You become so emotional. You can't think right when you're emotional. Oh, you can be passionate. I'm passionate. And I think just fine when I'm passionate. Sometimes I think even clearer then. But you cannot let somebody take you off of your square by using you against you. By knowing you so well, knowing how you're going to react and how you're going to respond, and going to beat you to it, or going to set up the steps to make you do this, this, and that. That is what this administration is doing. That is their strategy. It has been from the beginning. And they tell you exactly what they want. That man already told you he don't give a damn about nothing. As long as he can do today what he was put in office to do. And that is that tax plan. And everything else has been bullshit and is bullshit and is contemporaneous bullshit. Okay? And yes, a lot of it is steeped in the truth, but it has been truth for centuries. So don't all of a sudden step up and jump up and be like, do you see what Donald Trump is doing? Do you see what that man is doing? Did you hear what he said? When there are so many of us who sit here and say, you know what? What's changed? Oh, you aware of it now? Well, what you gonna do? What is that Republican government doing? They're letting him have his way. Why? Because he's got dirt on him. Because he's bullying them. He's threatening them in order to get his way, in order to do what he was put in office to do. He was put in office by Russians, another country with their own corporate sense of business, so to speak. And that business is not democratic, believe me. There is no freedom of anything. There is no freedom of choice. There is no freedom of speech. There is no freedom of will. You are dictated to by a dictator, and you better fall in line. Beloveds, we have got to wake up. Okay, let's get back to this again. If you're, oh, I didn't show it, did I? mm, See all them eyes? 37, it is a 10. And if y'all know me, how do I write the word I? E-Y-E, E-Y-E. And I tell you why I do that. Because I is individual for me in my way of writing. And EYE is me representing a collective part of me, the many, many parts of me that are all speaking at once. And that is why I use the word EYE when I write the word I. If your life has caused you to ask for an improved situation, no matter what it is, and you are no longer offering chronic thought vibrations that are opposite of your desire must come to you. Did you hear that? Universal law of attraction. Let me read it one more time, okay? Because I know it does not resonate and it sounds so foreign. And there's a reason for that. It's not hard, beloveds. It's very simple. No matter if your life has caused you to ask for an improved situation, no matter what it is, and you are no longer offering chronic thought vibrations that are opposite of your desire must come to you. So if you're sitting there saying, well, I want this new job, but how am I going to get there? Who going to keep my kids? Am I going to get along with so and so and so? Am I going to be able to do this? Am I smart enough? Am I good enough? What if they don't like me? Blah, 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 blah. Do you see how your chronic thought vibrations are opposite of the desire that is within your heart? That means there's a conflict there. That means you're pushing it away with just as much energy as you're pulling it towards you. And you need to learn how to do it the right way. Okay. Vibrations that are opposite of your desire must come to you. But you cannot continue to keep alive within you vibrational patterns of what you do not want and receive what you do want. That defies the law of attraction. It don't get no clearer than this card right here. Do you hear me, beloveds? It don't get no clearer than this card right here. You cannot continue to keep alive within you vibrational patterns of what you do not want and receive what you do want. So if you got those little lingering doubts niggering at you and nickeling at you and picking and jugging, you're not going to get what you want. You're going to manifest what you don't want. And when you get it, you ain't going to know how to get out of it because you're still, oh my goodness, how did I get this? I knew this was going to happen. Blah, 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 blah. Why? Because you don't know how to sit yourself down and ground yourself and how to activate this law into your life, into your being, into your circumstances. You don't know how to manifest it and give birth to it. Very simple. Stop fighting against it. Stop doubting who you are. Claim your sovereignty. That is those cards. I'm hoping that this goes far enough. Next, I want to do a reading from the animal messages just to see what spirit has to say from that realm, what wisdom, what medicine comes forth for us to heal this division. And beloveds, even if this tax bill goes into place, it is not too late. Understand that. What you need to do is ground yourself and start using the law of attraction. Okay. This is the card that Spirit gave us. This is the boar. This is the boar. Boar is a very powerful card, beloveds, and let me get to it because my light is leaving. Face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. And if you know anything about boars, you know they got those little tusks right here. A boar ain't nothing to play with. You might say, oh, that's just a pig. You go mess with that pig then. Go mess with one of that pig's babies. Go mess with it. Go make it holler. Go on. Courage. Head on, baby. Head on. There's no doubt. Oh, no doubt in this charge that's coming at you. None. I'm going to get your ass. Period. Let's see what the card says. Boy. Whoa, that's funny. You know what, beloveds? Boar is the second card in this deck. And it's page 19, which is a 10, which is a 1, which is also what? New beginnings. So, Mama is telling you, what? Put that boar energy on. Shape shift up into that. When you come against something that you got to deal with, boar, okay? Boar. Boar energy. Here it is. Face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. Whatever difficulties you're experiencing now, whether with a relationship, career path, or some other concern, dig in and rummage around until you discover how to solve the problem. Then take immediate action to remedy it. Every time you confront adverse situations in this way, you'll be uprooting those elements in your life that appear to be obstacles to fulfilling your purpose. So, what is Mama telling you? Mama is telling you when the law of attraction comes and something comes up that you didn't wish to manifest, you head at it straight. You dig around and you rummage around till you know every corner of it, and then you take action. You read it, you size it up, and then you go about uprooting it. You go about you know, uh-uh. Okay. Life can sometimes be very uncooperative with your rational mind's sense of order, and it will at times even block your demands of how events or experience should unfold. If you're living on earth and you're going to get your feet muddy sometimes, but it's no cause to panic, no cause for panic, crisis, or drama. Instead, take a couple of deep breaths and view whatever problem you encounter as simply something that needs to be taken care of. As the saying goes, there really are no problems, only creative possibilities. Once you've emerged victorious, which means that you've either conquered your problem or changed your thinking about how you initially perceived the situation, you'll experience a surge of power and confidence. Remember that your power originates from source, expressed through you as you. When you've vanquished the illusion of this situation being a problem, you'll not only feel a greater sense of relief and freedom, but you'll also open the way for your heart, mind, and soul to be more in alignment with the will of spirit. When you operate from that perspective, you can overcome anything. Associations with Boar, courage, hospitality, earthiness, self-reliance, protection, prosperity, organization, fierceness, uprooting, cleanliness, determination, balance, security, tenacity. And beloveds, let me say this about the uncleanness thing and the cleanliness thing. I want you to understand that most of you think about the pig in the dirt and in the mud, and it's so dirty, it's so nasty. You have to understand that pig's makeup, that boar's makeup, and what that earth, what the cool, a pig doesn't sweat. So you have to understand its relationship to the earth, to the muck. You have to understand that. And in that understanding comes the relationship within your own self, with your own mind, with your own clutter, whether it's physical, manifested in your problems, in your friends, in your family, in your situations, or whether it's clutter in your house or in your mind, you carrying around old baggage. Why is it there? Clean it up. And beloveds, I am, whew, I will hibernate in a minute and dig in, okay? And in digging in, there's an accumulation of stuff, and I have to get myself out of that mode, and I have to uproot myself up out of that mode, okay? And sometimes loved ones have been known to come and pull me up out of that state because I will dig down in there, because that is the earth. And that is where the healing is. That is where I know I will be spoken to. But there are times, baby, when you got the message. Now get your ass up. You know, you can't just lay here and say, okay, I got it. That's so good. Can I have some more? No, get your ass up and do what you need to do. And that's where the rebirthing comes in, beloveds. That's where, you know, you can rebirth yourself as many times as you need to. This is for you. You've got to take care of you. You've got to love you. You've got to put you first. You can't fight for nobody else until you take care of you. I'm going to do the last, and I see it's getting real dark out, but this is the ISIS deck. And let me just get it straight. I use it all the time for personal personal use, and for friends, and for when I need certain specific guidance from the mama. Okay. 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 I'm gonna stop shuffling because these two just came out, and this one came first. The Knot of Isis. Matter of fact, beloveds, I'm going to stop this video because, like I said, they are so long, and I'm going to start another one with just these two cards. So, That's how we'll do that one. So, beloveds, okay, no. Okay, I'm being told to go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. What did I do with the book? Okay. Not of Isis. '88, 16, 7. Very powerful number right now in the age of Aquarius. That number 7. Um, Spiritually, it is so powerful, and it is the it's the acting emissary right now as far as the numbers. This is that knot of Isis card. Okay. Knot of Isis, energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. Each initiate has their own unique spiritual blueprint with particular skills, talents, and higher desires unfolding that use their unique attributes. Part of your spiritual blueprint is a special relationship to the energies of the goddess. This means that not only do you have the important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance too. You are now deepening your connection to her. You are under the spiritual guidance and protection of the divine feminine. Part of your high destiny this lifetime is the is to heal and flourish through divine feminine in her many forms, especially in those forms that truly resonate and hold meaning for you. For me, that is Inanna, that is Sekhmet right now, that is Ma'at, that is Isis, that is a pantheon of goddesses. Ishel, Brigitte, so many. There, there are so many beloveds. Um, Search, read, learn. Let them speak to you. Ask them to speak to you. Ask them for their wisdom. Energy never dies. So are you praying to them? No. You're speaking with the energy. You're communicating with the energy, beloved. Okay? Understand. When you pray, prayer is different from communication. I communicate with you. I don't pray to you. I can ask you for something without praying to you for it. Okay? Understand that. Don't let words fool you. You are under spiritual guidance and protection of the divine feminine. Part of your high destiny this lifetime is to heal and flourish through the divine feminine in her many forms, especially in those forms that truly resonate and hold meaning for you. This healing will happen on your personal path and may well be part of the work that you offer in service to the world, which may be simply in how you live your life. This oracle brings special indication that your soul is braiding or twining with the divine feminine energies in a particular form. Mine right now is Hathor Sekhmet. For some, that will be a specific goddess, and the energetic process will often be strong and deep. Amen. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Aho. The initiate will feel as if they are integrating the part of the goddess that is not just in them, but is a part of their own consciousness. It is a deeply personal, spiritually powerful, and beautiful growth experience for the soul. This process does not make you lose your individuality. It is happening in a genuine way. You will not believe yourself to be the goddess in question. You will instead experience her as a part of your own being and your being as part of her. So when you see me celebrating, examining, and saying, I'm in this energy right now, this is exactly how I immerse myself, by knowing that I'm a part of, and she is part of me. And I can call that part of me forth to speak to me, to act for me, to protect me. Okay. You will not cease to exist as an individual light. And yes, you will have grown more into divine communion with the sacred divine feminine. For others, there will be a sense of the divine feminine in many forms and faces. You will enjoy her variety and vastness as you grow spiritually. You will not sense a particular goddess as much as you feel a deepening soul connection and awakening to the divine feminine principle, which is the animating force behind all goddess energies. Hold on just a second. I'm getting cold. My shoulders are out. I'm getting cold. Okay. Okay. Mm. All right. Let's get back to it. Whether you feel the communication with an individual goddess or the divine feminine more holistically as your soul braids or twines with her, you will feel your awareness and consciousness of your own divine feminine nature become stronger, more integrated, and more balanced part of your life and sense of self. The body will also be integrating this shift in your soul, as any work with the feminine energies helps bring your body and soul light together, blending the physical and inner worlds of light together until they begin to feel very connected and harmonized. Eventually, as this process continues, when you feel your body, you will feel your soul light present there. There will be no distinction between your soul and your body. It is a magnificent, luminous, joyful state of wonder to embody. People will be asking you, what have you been doing to have such a beautiful inner glow? Loving myself deeply, really deeply. Okay. As an initiate of the divine feminine, you are offered a sacred tool to assist you in integrating and honoring her energies for your own benefit and for the benefit of the human collective. This tool will help your soul blend with the divine feminine in higher vibrations, and this in turn will naturally draw your body and soul into deeper connection and harmony. You are invited to experience this sacred tool for yourself by calling upon the sacred healing and protection of the knot of Isis. The knot or buckle of Isis protects, guides, and stabilizes your energy field whilst it is in transition from one state to another. It is especially useful for spiritual growth with the feminine energies because these are intimately related to the body and the relationship between the soul and body, creating light within the body, connecting soul and body as one consciousness, harmonious, illuminated being. And beloveds, I just have to stop for a minute. And what I'm being told for me, how to see this, is as a living spinal cord. Whoa, a living spinal cord. This knot of Isis is a living spinal cord. I'm going to have to meditate on that one some because that's kind of deep. I'm going to push this over here, try to get some more light. There we go. Hopefully, there. That's a little bit more light. I can see you a little better anyway. Okay. Let me just start that paragraph over. The knot or buckle of Isis protects, guides, and stabilizes your energy field while it is in transition from one state to another. It is especially useful for spiritual growth with the feminine energies, because they are intimately related to the body and the relationship between the soul and body, creating light within the body, connecting soul and body as one consciousness, harmonious, illuminated being. The knot of Isis is like a container that holds you together whilst inside, in a gentle way. You fall apart enough that you can be reorganized, restructured, and reformed within the sacred container of the sacred knot. Once you are stable in your new soul structure, the knot is no longer needed until the next transition point in your relationship between your body of growing light and your soul as they become more fully united as one. Sorry, I've got to get a drink here. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we go. Once you are stable in your new soul structure, the knot is no longer needed until the next transition point in your relationship between your body of growing light and your soul, as they become more fully united as one. You may call for the Night of Isis as a symbol that you visualize, or an energetic support structure that you may not perceive directly but will feel in effect. A sense of being held safe and firm to the perfect degree. Now I'm hearing like a harness, for those that do the climbing and the jumping, and like a harness. A sense of being held safe and firm to the perfect degree. Anytime you need this, you can do the ritual that follows or the simple invocation beneath it, as long as it is prefaced with an unconditional love. You should be supported in exactly the way that best serves you. Because you are integrating high level vibrational energies, rest and meditation, ocean swims, and time in nature, as well as working with pyramids of light and crystal, can assist with this soul twining process now too. Listen to your body soul as it grows with divine feminine wisdom, and trust that she will guide you, whether man or woman, deeper into your own healing, which benefits us all. This oracle comes as clear confirmation that you are integrating high level vibrational energy. If you have been wondering if your dreams, intuitions, goddess related meditations, and communications are genuine, then this oracle serves as confirmation. If you have pulled the Lady of the Stars along with this oracle of the Knot of Isis, the high vibrational energy that you are accessing has a celestial quality of a highly advanced spiritual civilization as well. It will have a stellar, non human quality that is loving, wise, and free of fear. If you draw the oracle of the high priestess as well as the knot of Isis, then the new energy of the divine feminine that is being integrated by your body and soul at this time will form a significant element of your unfolding life path and spiritual destiny on this planet. Okay, and that is the storage one. So I'm going to read the incantation and then we're done. At all times, the cradle holds you perfectly. This cradle is a symbol for the knot of Isis, and you are held. Stay with the feeling of this for as long as necessary, and then say, in all ways, I am held and safe, as I grow strong and take my place in my high spiritual destiny for the benefit of all humanity. The knot of Isis supports me in love and light and of my own free will. So be it. When you are ready, just open your eyes. And this is the invocating. You can say this incantation to assist with any energetic fluctuations and their symptoms, such as headaches, problems regulating body temperature after energy work, and times when you sense something is happening within your own energy body and just want additional support. It is useful at the beginning of the healing visualization. In unconditional love, I call forth the Isis knot. I am held in love like a babe in a cot. The buckle of the beloved has me secure, as my energy field now does mature. The goddess within my body and soul, the knot of Isis helps me grow whole. And that is that card. Um, this was the second card, beloveds. And my computer does not have enough space on it, and I'm not going to check it, but it is the flower of life, divine creativity, and manifestation. And tomorrow I will do this card by itself, simply because it is asking that, and the situation asks for that. So, flower of life, beloveds. I thank you for taking this time to listen, and I ask that you share this video with others who may benefit from it, whose minds or whose vibrations need this kind of support or nourishment. Um, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on this Valerie Ames channel on YouTube. You can find me Mother with Wisdom on Blog Talk Radio Show. So, beloveds, I'm here. You're here. We're here for a purpose. Let's get to it. Namaste.